Well, good morning, everyone. Okay, I just want you guys to shout out one word, how you're feeling right now. Go.
Excited.
Tired. I
heard a lot of
And you know what? With this weather, it doesn't lift up your energy. So we're gonna lift up your energy today. So I'm Alexa James. I'm a social worker, and I work at an organization called NAMI. And NAMI works tirelessly to let people feel like they can be seen and heard in how they feel. And I am super, super excited to be joined by my esteemed colleague that I've known for many years, who has been a fierce, I always get choked up when I introduce you. I don't know what it is. A fierce advocate for mental health, for mental wellness, for youth issues, for making other people feel seen and heard who never were. Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton is here with us. How exciting, of course. And then we have Patrice Whitfield, who is the team psychologist for the Sky, but also she does like other work in the field to support people's mental health as well. And I am a huge fan of yours as well, and it's lovely to meet you.
Thank you. I'm not a psychologist.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're not? I was told you were a psychologist. You're an LCPC.
Yes.
I should have, you told me that. I'm sorry. You know, I'm a social worker, and my father always says to me, you know, you're like a psychiatrist. I'm like, they're totally different things. And we can talk about that later. But so let's kind of just jump in because we don't have that much time. So I'm going to throw it over to you, Lieutenant Governor, if you don't mind. And we're here in a sports arena that celebrates women and athleticism. And they're introducing this concept of mental wellness being like a critical, foundational part of this program. Tell me how you see the mental health space and how you see it belonging in a sports conversation.
Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, good morning, everyone. And I know many of you said that you were tired today, but I hope that you realize that we are here because of you, because we want to make sure that you leave here with some things that will be helpful in your lives and in your families and in your schools. I also want to thank you, Alexa, for that warm introduction and for your incredible leadership at NAMI Chicago and all the work that you do to make sure that we can create more healing spaces for all of us. I want to thank you for your leadership, Patrice, and Tanya, for all that you're doing. And I certainly want to acknowledge the Sky for having this forum today, which is such an important conversation. And then I just wanted to acknowledge Athleta Youth Teens. Are some of you from Athleta Youth Teens? Chicago Youth Program? Yes? Okay. All right. I thought you'd bring a little energy. And I also do want to acknowledge the Bronstein family. We're having this conversation, really I am, with Nathan right at the forefront as we think about how to continue to support and keep all of our young people safe. So I think that we all have been hearing a lot about the issue of mental health. And I think for a long time, people don't want to talk about mental health. We talk about in the sports arena around our physical health, but our mental health is a part of us. And so when we think about how to be healthy, and how many of you want to be healthy? Okay, so I see a couple of hands. What about the rest of you? Oh, their eyes got big. Oh, okay, their eyes got big. So I just wanted to make sure, thank you so much, Azurá. I wanted to make sure I pronounced it correctly. Azurá, for joining us. And I know your eyes got big because she's incredible, right? So I think one of the things that we all have to recognize is that our minds are a part of our bodies. Our mental health is a part of our total health. And so if you say, I want to work out, I want to eat right, I want to do all these things, get good sleep, eat healthy food, and all of this stuff to be physically healthy, but you don't focus on your mind, you're missing a part of being whole. You're missing a part of being well. So I think it's important in the sports arena because we know that a lot of times when you're in leadership, when you're in places where people are looking at you on the court or they're looking at you on the field or whatever sport you might be playing, people see you as a leader, and same with me in government. They see me as a leader, and they think if you're in those roles, you have to be strong all the time, and you can't admit that you're going through something. But being strong is being able to say, you know what, I'm not feeling so great today. I'm not feeling so strong today. I might need some help. that is a sign of strength. So you don't have to pretend like you're okay all the time. It's okay to not be okay. But it's important that you talk to someone and let them know that you need help and that there's somebody that's always going to be ready to help you. Just know that you are not alone. There are a lot of people who care about you and who will stand with you in those times.
Yeah, I think that's totally right. And I would add to that most people aren't feeling great most of the time, and it's okay. The goal in life, the success doesn't mean be happy all the time. Mm-hmm. The goal is how can we maintain a place where we feel like we can use tools, which we're going to talk about in a second, to kind of get us over that hump. And when the lieutenant governor says find somebody and talk to them, that's so right. But what I challenge you all to do is find somebody that you can talk to, that when you leave talking to them, you feel better, not worse. Mm-hmm. Because there's that too, right? Where sometimes you're like, they didn't really listen to me. Yeah. And then figure out what do you need, and let's find people in community that can do that for you. So over to you, Patrice, speaking of tools and all that good stuff, tell us a little bit about the program you do with the Sky and how you think about the intersection of mental health and physical health.
Yeah, so I'm the team clinician, and I work with the whole organization, the players, the coaching staff, with their mental health and their mental performance. So I help players like Z here get ready for the game and be her best self. And it's, as these two have already talked about, it's the kind of the combination of physical and mental space. So how do we make sure your body is whole? Are you getting good sleep? Are you getting good rest? Are you getting off your feet? Are you eating well? Are you taking care of your body? Are you taking care of your mind? And so with the players, with how quickly they go throughout their days, how fast they're moving throughout the season, it's really important for them to take 5 seconds here, 10 minutes here, 30 minutes here to say, how am I really doing? How am I really feeling? Is there any supports that I need, whether that's going to the trainer, whether that's coming to talk to me, whether that's taking a break from the team entirely and just having a day off and spending it at home and getting that break. And so I'm here to help the players and the coaching staff navigate those resources.
How cool is that? And how normal should that be? Everybody should have a Patrice who shows up. And Z, can I say Z, even though we haven't formally met? I'm going to ask Z a question next, but I want to tell you guys something that's really cool that took me 38 years to learn. Do you know, who likes to listen to music when they feel kind of low or great or happy? Who likes to dance or move their body when they feel? And do we feel better after we do that? Do you know that's our body's way of finding our own rhythm and regulation? That we need to find that rhythm and regulation. You think of cultures hundreds of years ago who do that to kind of help us stabilize. And do you ever feel like, God, I listened to that music and gosh, I danced and I still don't feel well? It's just saying you need more. And a lot of that comes from physical movement and processing too, which is why sports and athleticism is so critically important to our mental health. All right, Z. Tell us who you are. Tell us why mental health is important to you. We're just all going to be listening right now.
Well, I'm Azurá Stevens. Most of you know me by Z. I obviously play for the Sky. This is my 3rd year here. And mental health is really important to me because it's something that it hits home to my family. I have several family members who deal with their own mental health, battles. And even myself, I have 2 therapists. I have a psychiatrist. And yeah, I mean, last year during the championship, I know it seemed to everybody that it was obviously it's the pinnacle of your career. You play to win. But I had my own personal mental health struggles, and I don't really think anybody knew about it besides my family. So coming back into this season, I really wanted to be an advocate for mental health and raise as much awareness as I could about it, knowing that more people were watching us and looking at us, but just to let everybody know that even though things may seem certain ways for athletes, we're normal people. We go through the same things that you guys go through. This is just work for us. But I have my own mental health struggles. I have to have days where I sort of do nothing or lay in bed all day and talk to Patrice at night about what's bothering me. I have those moments, and they're not really publicized, but just I want everyone to know that in this room and whoever's watching, that I have normal moments because I'm a human. And I'm here to get that stigma away that athletes are not regular people. We're normal. We go through the same things that everybody else goes through. And, like they've said, you're not alone. You're never alone. find somebody to talk to. It's a start just to find somebody. And then the next step is to, find somebody that makes you feel better, but just get it out. Nothing you're ever feeling is weird. It's never awkward. That's not even a thing. Like, whatever you're feeling is valid, whatever you're feeling. And if somebody tells you it's not, there's something wrong with them. So I think it's important just to have a good support system. And it doesn't have to be a therapist. I talk to family members and friends, and some people, therapy is not for them. I'm not a person to say that therapy is for everybody. Some people, it's not for them. But have friends that support you and love you no matter what you're going through. But also that keep it real with you. Like, you need people that are going to tell you, hey, you're really struggling. Let's go for a walk. Like, physical activity doesn't have to be getting a gym membership and doing just 30 minutes walking outside, looking at life is beautiful. The world is beautiful. During COVID, that was one of the things that helped me the most. Like, I just took walks with my family. My mom, she was still working from home. We used to go on walks 30 minutes a day, just down the street with my dog. And it was like, you know what? Life's not that bad. The sun's shining. Like, I'm going to get through this. Maybe I feel this way now, but that was something that really helped me after the championship. I took a really, long break from pretty much socializing with people. Like, I was really just had to deal with what was going on. And that was the one thing that really helped me, was going on walks with my mom every day. Just simple walks. That was it. And eventually, now I'm doing better. I still have my moments, but yeah, just do what you got to do to take care of yourself and keep going. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you see the quotes I post every day. Like, I was just talking to somebody about that yesterday, that I post those quotes for myself because sometimes I wake up and I don't want to come to the gym. I don't want to play. Like, I have those moments. I love basketball, but I'm tired. I have moments where I'm feeling stressed or anxious, but just know that life is a journey and it's all happening the way it's supposed to. So just don't give up. And yeah, I'm always available if you guys want to DM me or ask me questions. Like, I try to answer as much as I can, but just know I'm human too. All of us athletes are human, even if some of them don't act like it, they are. They all have moments that are weird, or they cry too. Like, we all have those. We're literally regular people. We just are really good at what we do, and we have fans. So that's it. I have to run inside to start warming up, but thank you guys for being here, and I'll be doing more on mental health. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, that was cool.
Yeah.
So I guess my question for you, maybe you can put on your lieutenant governor hat, or you can put on your mom or wife hat, or you can put on whatever hat you want and say, when you're feeling low, what do you need?
Yeah, well, I think all of us have to know what is it that makes us feel our best. And one of the things someone challenged me to do, much like Z talked about, is just kind of recognize what I need. And during, I think, the COVID pandemic, that was a time when all of us had to ask that question for ourselves, because if you weren't in school, I know you all weren't in school, or people weren't socializing with others, and if you like to be around other people, that was a really hard time for a lot of us. Not to mention if families like mine, where you lost people and there was grief and trauma, there was just so much going on. And so when I think of all of you, I think about how important it has been for me to think about, what do I need? So I realized, just like Z talked about, going for walks was my thing. And every single day I'd get up and I'd walk 5 miles. And I would have my meetings on the phone, because I was like, I can't just sit in one place. But I also like music. I loved when you talked about moving. So I exercise, I get up, I go to the gym, I work out, I love to dance. But I also need time to myself to journal and write out my feelings. So every night I end the night by writing out, what am I grateful for? What in my world today was something that was hard, but something that I'm also glad about. And I like spending time with my family. So I think it's knowing what you need. And when you need a break, have you all ever needed a break where you're just like, I need a break? Well, guess what?
2 hands over there.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me tell you something. For students in Illinois, one of the things that Governor Pritzker and I did is the governor signed into law that you get 5 mental health days from school, which means that you can take a break when you need it. and it's not going to be an absence that is considered an unexcused absence. That just started. You get 5 days every school year to say, some days I just can't, like she said, I need to step away, I need a break, I don't feel like coming. You get that to care for your mental health. So the message that I have to you is your mental health is important, so take the time that you need to care for it.
That's right. I'm going to ask Patrice about some tools that we can take with us. I love the journaling thing, and I need to get better about that, but there is something there that feels really good about writing down kind of how you end your day. It helps you kind of ground. And you know what else it helps you do? It helps you name your feelings. Because we walk through the day sometimes being like, I just feel,
Right.
You know, but what does that mean? So Patrice is going to, and then I wondered if it's okay, Tanya, if maybe we can get some questions from this amazing crew, because you have like two fabulous women up here who I know will be really open with you. So Patrice, what can we walk away with? What are some good
Yeah, I think that we've already started talking about these tools, but maybe to make it more practical is today, go home and create a joy list. I think everybody should have a joy list of 10 items that make you feel really joyful. So whether that's, I like getting up and doing my hair, I like dancing around my room, I like going on walks, I like talking to my best friend, I like having a slice of pizza. We need a 10 list of all of the things that bring you joy. And so you don't even have to think, okay, what do I need to do to make myself feel a little bit better? You already have that list ready to go. Put it up on your wall, put it next to your bed so you have it. I encourage everybody to do that. And then I would always say, find 5 people who are going to be in your support system. So I see a lot of youth in the room, so pick out a few trusted adults that you feel like I can go to if something's going on. It doesn't always have to be your parent. It can be a parent, but have a few trusted adults on that list, and then a few of your friends that I know when I go to them, I'm going to feel filled up, I'm going to feel happy, I'm going to feel better, I'm going to feel listened to. Have those group of people that are on your list always, and that way when you are starting to feel bad, you already have kind of a plan of what I want to do.
Yeah.
I love the joy list. Can you guys all think about at least 5 things, maybe even 10 things that you have access to? I mean, my joy list would be to win $1 million, but I'm assuming you don't mean something that like is not actually in my, okay, that's great.
And it can't always be Disneyland either. It can be something like a dance battle with your sister.
Yes. Okay, I love that. Do you all have any questions, any one of you? Because I certainly have more, but we'd love to hear from you. Not a question.
Don't be shy.
Don't be shy.
I would love to hear something that you do to help you feel like you're caring for your mental health. Yeah.
She likes to draw. I'm not even going to repeat that negative thing that you said. You like to draw. What do you like to draw, and what tools do you use? You like pencils, paint?
Yeah.
Okay. I love that.
I'm glad you said that, and I just want to pick up on something that you said, Alexa, which is I didn't hear the second part because I couldn't hear it, and I'm glad you repeated it without whatever the negative piece was. And this is not to point you out, it's for all of us. Because sometimes we say words that can make us have a negative focus on ourselves. I do it too. We all do it sometimes. And our words have power. Did you know that our words are powerful? So when we say those things, I can draw. I like to draw, period. It's just that. When I say, oh, I like to give a speech, but I don't feel like anybody wants to hear what I have to say, then I've added some negativity to something about myself. So I encourage you all to think about the power of your words. When you speak, try to say the things that you are speaking powerful life into yourselves, speaking positivity into yourselves. It doesn't mean that we sometimes don't feel those things, because sometimes I get nervous about the things that I'm doing, or I don't think it's the best, but I try to sometimes come back and think about the words that I speak over myself, because they have power.
That's your joy list. Your joy list has to be joyful. And I bet you're beautifully talented.
Yes.
Anybody else want to share what they do to make themselves feel better? Okay, then I have a question. Oh, yes. Listen to music. And who are you listening to these days? Yeah. Oh, my God. I mean,
You do. We are right here. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's good. Do you guys ever feel like, here's a question for you all, that like you can't tell people how you feel? You don't want to burden them, or maybe your parents won't understand? Yes. Who else? Anyone else? Yes. I feel like that way. Yes. Okay. So I have a tool for you all. One is, it's scary to try it out when you don't know if it's going to work, right? It's really scary to go to people and say, this is how I feel, when you don't know how they're going to take it, because boy, that would hurt a lot if people didn't hear you. But sometimes people don't know how to hear you, right? And so at NAMI, where I work, we have this helpline. It's totally free. And it's 833-NAMI-SHY. We're 7 days a week. And you all can call, and we get calls from young people all the time that says, I'm trying to tell my mom how I feel, but I don't know if she can hear me. And so we're like, well, let's get mom on the phone. And we have a beautiful conversation. And sometimes we need to coach parents a little bit. My kids would say they need to coach me a little bit sometimes too. And we can do that. So 833-NAMI. Absolutely. So it's 833-NAMI, N-A-M-I, SHY. I know you guys all have cell phones, so I hope you put it all in there. And it is free, and we want to love and support on our city's youth and their parents. So you let us know, and it's totally confidential. Nobody's going to be like calling anybody and be like, your kid called us. So 833-NAMI-SHY, and we can coach you through that conversation and also just chat with you. We have like awesome therapists that answer the phone. Okay?
And it's free.
It's totally free. It's totally free and confidential. Yes, ma'am. Yep, we just have talks. Doesn't matter the age. Anyone can call. We actually love getting calls from young people because you guys are usually the most direct about what you want and need. And so our staff is there for you. And there's no like, press 7 for this, just whoever picks up the phone is glad to support you. Thank you so much, sir. It's 9 in the morning till 8 p.m. during the week, and 9 to 5 on Saturday and Sunday. So you guys could call after this if you wanted.
And that goes back to you're not alone.
You are
Because
not alone.
Sometimes you might feel like, I don't have anybody I can talk
That's
to
right.
when I'm feeling this. My friends don't listen. They're worried about their things. My parents aren't, they're in their own thing. Nobody's paying attention to me. You can call that line. Someone will pay attention to you.
And I will tell you that I have been in dark places. My staff has been in dark places. And because of that, and because we've seen the light, we feel like we can really lean into you guys. And I want to remind you all, because we're all going to go there. We're all going to go there. And it is a moment. It is. It may be a very long moment, but I promise you, if you stick with it, and you utilize the resources that you have in your heart and you have around you, we can move through this together, okay? I commit that to you. I promise. So I think we may be out of time, Tanya. Is that right? We have one more question. One more question or offering from our amazing panel. Anyone else? Yes.
Thank you for being here. This has been very valuable, and you're experts, and we could all use your help. So thank you for your time and expertise.
Privileged to be
you.
here. All right, so Patrice, it's a rainy day. It's kind of cloudy. Throw out something from your joy list that you think other people may be inspired by.
I'm with Z, so I do love walks, but on a rainy day, I think creating a cozy moment with a good movie. So everybody has their comfort movie or their comfort show, maybe something you've seen over and over and over and over again. But put on comfy clothes, sit on the couch, and just watch it. They say that watching shows that you've seen before over and over again is really regulating because you know what's going to happen. So if you have anxiety, if you're feeling anxious, watching something that you've seen before and you know the end, and it's helpful because you're not, what's going to happen?
It's helpful. Right.
You're able to just kind of relax.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are great. Thanks for listening. Are you going to go to the game? Yeah?
Yeah.
Who's going to win the game? Yeah,
right.
it better, especially
right
because you
answer.
guys are in the room. Well, I hope you have the best time, and it's been a pleasure. I can speak for my panelists here. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.